I get this phone call back, it says, man, when you call for my girlfriend, I'm going she's really hot, she's really hot, she's really hot, she's really hot. Damn. She's really hot, she's really hot, she's really hot.
It is Puppy.
Maria!
Something different about him.
I think you're imagining things.
What's the dog? He kept saying it was the dog. The dog next door that forced him to kill all those people.
Send your demon. You know, I think you're crazy.
You have the special strength to resist the beast.
Send your demon. Your son. Bargain!
Bargain! Bargain!
Bargain!
Bargain!
Send the beast. Send him now.
Get it now. Welcome back to the Drive-In Asylum double feature, and we hope you enjoyed the first movie that we watched tonight, Dracula's Dog, aka Zoltan, Hound of Dracula. Of course, we're back with Jenn Upton.
Hey.
Hi, Jen.
Hey. We had puppies in this movie. Right at the very end, little evil devil puppy.
He's so cute.
He's adorable.
Yeah, it's hard to be
Absolutely
mad.
adorable.
That
He really does look like Cubby with those vampire teeth.
he does.
He really does. Cubby appreciated most of that movie. He said, "Good job, those dogs." We did learn from this movie that vampire dogs don't need to be invited in; they'll just come in. Like,
Yep.
They don't apply to the rules of human vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah, fractional lamia, I think, is the term, Jeff Jordan. You heard it differently.
Yeah, each his own. Yeah, these dogs were wild, and the humans almost didn't have a chance against them. They that poor William Cat-looking dude was just trying to sleep on his air mattress, and he got assaulted by that.
Yeah, I really don't understand what happened to him, because all you really saw was Zoltan biting into his leg, which caused like blood to appear on his face. And then they showed his corpse at the end, and one of the arms had been ripped off. So I thought maybe the film was edited for violence.
It might have been, yeah.
This doesn't really feel that violent to me. Like, it doesn't seem, because I know that X is different in England, but it's like it's not really as bad as it could be. It's not like Cujo or The Pack.
Yeah.
Or White Dog that you brought up before. There's some way worse dog movies.
Way worse.
Yeah.
I did think, though, that it was deliberately gruesome in that one scene, just so that this film could have gotten an R rating.
Yeah. Today they
It
would have
did-
just had like 1 or 2 F words, so just to guarantee that it had an R, not a PG-13.
I wonder if it was added later because it does kind of feel separate
Yeah,
from the rest of the film.
yeah. I see a couple people saying feels like a TV movie. Well, get ready. We're about to see a TV movie
Yeah.
version of this. But I do like the idea that like at the end of World War II, Dracula's dog was released from the crypt. That's a pretty high concept. I'd go with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think so too. There was a whole organization. It was must have been a political organization that was devoted to tracking these Draculas. Weren't they military?
Yeah.
Yeah. Elite force.
Yeah.
Well, there was the woman in the beginning that she doesn't really turn up later in the film. That she helps track Veit Smith.
Yeah.
Schmidt. Sorry, Schmidt.
Schmidt. Weiss. Sorry.
Welcome back to all our friends in the chat too. Thank you for coming back for this second segment. Let us know what you thought of Dracula's dog.
Yeah.
I think everyone took this movie pretty much the way that you should take this movie, which is
Yeah.
it was very silly and a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea that man's best friend could become evil is frightening. That's a lot more played up in the second film than this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
This one's more about dogs getting together as like a pack. Yeah, and I agree with Mike. Like if Michael is Dracula's dog, like, why do they want to kill him? Wouldn't they want to give him his powers and keep it going?
I think the dog was supposed to bite him.
And
They wanted
pass
to
on
turn him into a vampire because
Into
he
their
was
master.
not a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite effect is Bill brought up is the easiest effect to shine a flashlight in a dog's eyes and you get those glowing eyes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that with Cubby later on until he bites my face.
You take pictures of your cat and they all look like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll see that again in this next movie.
Yeah. Yeah, the effects, the technical wizardry did not increase. This one, the first movie probably had better effects, like you said, because of the teeth from Stan Winston.
Yeah.
There's
This
that
had
one-
that cool kind of almost like an animated thing at the end.
Yeah.
It's not really animation, but it's definitely like 3 layers going on there within the frame. So
I like this scene where all the pack of dogs was outside and there was the different slow motion shots of each of them with the fangs. And all I could think was like, oh, they're really cute. Like, do you know what I mean? It was like supposed to be like foreboding. And I was like, yeah, they're good boys. They're
of course they are.
Yeah.
They were friendly dogs.
Yeah.
So this was actually there was a novelization of this film, believe it or not.
That's so cool.
Yeah. The original title of this script was Hounds of Dracula. So here is the actual novelization, Hounds of Dracula, which I was hoping to show you because I do own this. I couldn't find it, so it must be in a storage box somewhere. But there's nothing really new in the novel that you don't see in the film. There might be a little more backstory to Veit Schmidt, if I recall. It's been ages and ages since I read this. But it's kind of cool. I think Hounds of Dracula is a much better title. I would have preferred that to any of the other titles.
That's the sequel to Werewolves of London.
Mm.
Oh, wow. That one's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently they did decide to reissue the book as Dracula's Dog after the title changed. So I'm pretty sure the novel Hounds of Dracula came out before Dracula's Dog actually premiered in American theaters.
When I was a kid, anything that had that font for Dracula's Dog, because the In Search of Dracula book had that look, and it would frighten me to no end.
Everything was a major motion picture back then.
Yeah.
Soon to be a major motion picture. I remember I had a novel of The Stand that said that.
Oh, yeah.
And it never was a major motion picture. It was one of those things that just never happened. Well, until the TV miniseries.
Yeah, but hey, Joe Bob's in it, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. I don't diss.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the old miniseries of The Stand's a million times better than the one that was on last year. That was some rough stuff. Not good.
I didn't watch that
Oh,
one.
you're just stick with the memories of the old one. You're much better.
Yeah.
Man, Michael Attacker Aldo Ray. That's the easiest question. Don't even ask Bill that. Come on. That's
Aldo Ray.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, come on. But the bad guy in this Nadler guy, he's got a really scary. We kind of talked about like
Reggie Nalder.
Yeah, his face is super frightening.
Yeah.
He has a good face for horror movies, you know. And I say it as a compliment. I'm like, oh, no, like, you know, I'm not judging. Look at my face. But yeah, he's super scary. So I dug him in this a lot.
Yeah. Is that creepy stare?
Yeah. Also, Bill, this is an RV movie.
Yes. You had walked away from the camera, and I was trying to explain to Jennifer about how much I love RVs and the RV subgenre in horror films, especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When they get in it, because there's that RVs, if you think about it, are kind of terrifying because you're out of your home and you're in a structure that is sheltered, but isn't really. Do you know what I mean? It's
still just a vehicle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're not. Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes is a great example of it. Yeah, where it's like you're not safe at all inside this little home on wheels. So
What was the Race with the Devil? Didn't that have an RV in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was probably my first RV movie, Jenn Upton. That one makes my heart glow warmly.
Yeah, that was a good. I enjoyed it. I mean, saw it on cable.
I was horrified that Loretta Swit was going to die at the end. Like, I'm like, oh, well, she's Loretta Swit, so she's not going to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
And it ended, of course, with their implied deaths. And I was like, wait a minute, that's it? They died?
She's going to die?
I just couldn't believe it. I remember her jumping up at the ceiling at that vent or something. And I was like, oh, she's going to die.
Yeah.
And plus the dog being killed in Race with the Devil really just shook me to the core, which that's probably a good inroad to talk about the animal deaths in this film tonight.
Yeah.
Could they be taken seriously?
The hard one, though, is the one that they say that this dog died of exposure and it's just a little one. That one was like, that one was kind of hard. The other ones are like, they're vampire dogs. I don't, you know.
Yeah.
They made their choices, I guess. This isn't an Italian movie. The dogs all survived and got steaks after their scenes. You know, they weren't really staked.
Yeah.
So, Jennifer, you don't think that the violence against animals in this film is...
I don't think it's... No. They look very well taken care of and fed and groomed, and they all look like they've been to the salon, you know. So, I'm sure it was fine.
These dogs came out of the earth, but they look cleaner than my dog ever has.
Exactly.
Like Cubby always smells and looks dirty, no matter what. We got a new oatmeal shampoo. It lasts for a day. And Becca's like, he smells so good. I said, I promise you. Cherish it. Because like by Tuesday he got washed. By Thursday he will smell like an air conditioning unit.
Eldon Glenn, it's as if you were watching this last week, because watching things you couldn't have seen last week, because actually we were going to do Monster Dog on this show, and one of the things that we had been batting back and forth was Devil Dog Hound of Hell, and somehow we decided Monster Dog, and when I went to make the ad I was thinking Devil Dog. And then Sam reminded me later, he's like, we said we were going to do Monster Dog. I was like, oh shit.
I'll tell you, Monster Dog's directed by Claudia Fergaso, so there's a 300% chance it'll be on the show. So like
we will do it. It's only a question of when.
Yeah.
That'll definitely, and Alice Cooper's in it. Alice Cooper walked out of rehab and flew to Italy to be in that movie. He really did. That's the first thing he did after being in rehab.
Oh wow.
And so that'll be on definitely.
Do you guys consider Wolfen to be a dog movie?
Oh, that's a great question.
because
Well,
I'm
it's kind
not.
of
It's not. They're not really dogs. They're not domestic dogs.
No.
You know, they're not really werewolves. So
No.
I still consider it a werewolf movie, I have to say, even though you're right. It has nothing to do with werewolves, but it was released right during that wolf cycle.
it was.
1981, the year of the
Yeah.
werewolf.
Yeah, so I have to consider it a werewolf somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the third best werewolf movie of 1981, though, right, Bill?
I guess. I don't know. The Howling, of course, is my fave.
Yes.
Yeah, it would have to be the
Becca tensed
third.
up on the couch, ready to yell about American Werewolf at you.
No, I do like American Werewolf. It's not that I dislike it. I just like the Howling more. I like the tone of the
Yeah.
Howling a lot more,
Mhm.
and I think the makeup effects are better in the Howling,
Yeah.
even though it's great in American Werewolf. Well, you know, they're very similar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The Howling also has all the characters named for werewolf movies,
Yeah,
too, which is pretty great. And has John Carradine in it. So you can guess which one I like better. So.
Yeah.
but I mean, yeah, I wouldn't argue it or anything.
No. You can only pick one. I'm like an internet meme. One of these must go away forever.
Don't do no desert island ultimatums.
Yeah,
please.
that doesn't make sense. Yeah.
American Werewolf is scarier to me now that I live over here.
Yeah.
Because I've walked on the moors at night and it's cold and silent and desolate, and it's way scarier having experienced that.
Wow.
You know, like yeah, there's no way they'd ever find you if something happened out there. It's just miles.
Can you
of
describe
nothing.
the moors? I mean, I hear about it all the time. It's always the setting in movies, but I really don't know what that is.
There's no trees anywhere. It's just like flat. It's not perfectly flat land, but it's bumpy, kind of like chunks of earth. And there's these plants that only grow there. And in a lot of it, they have sheep grazing in different parts, and it's just very, very old land that probably was farmland for thousands of years, and now it's got like a specific ecosystem to it. And it's the strangest thing because there are no trees. When the wind blows, because of the shape of the land on the one that I was on, it makes a sound that like isn't like normal wind. It is creepy. And it does get really cold. Like people go hiking and get lost and freeze to death out there.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's just so you kind of, now that I watch that movie now and I go, oh man, now I get it. Like they're way far away. You can't see anything. There's no street lights out there. There's nothing. It's just pitch dark. And then, you know, there's sheep every so often.
Does anybody live there?
Yeah, there's little villages. And when I say little, I mean like 4 houses.
Oh my God, that's like my dream place to live.
Yeah.
Like
Next to the slaughtered lamb.
Peter Cushing's mansion in The Ghoul. If you've ever seen that one, it's just like this gorgeous mansion in the middle of what I take to be the moors. And it's one of those houses where there's like a staircase, then another staircase, and then at the very top, another little staircase that goes up to a strange, small.
You got to have a car if you're out there. There's no public transportation out there. There's different moors. There's like Bodmin Moor and a couple of different ones. They actually didn't film that on the moors. They filmed it in Wales, which is a different landscape, but prettier. So I sort of see why they did it. And I've been to the actual slaughtered lamb.
Oh, wow.
Wow. It's been added on to now. I think it's called the Black Swan. But they kept the original part of the pub. So you walk in and it's pretty much the same. It's just got a little bit more modern stuff hanging on the walls and everything like that. But
they were so glad they didn't change it.
And the bartender said people go through there all the time and just they don't even get a drink or eat. They just take the pictures and leave. So, yeah. And I the escalator scene from that film, every time I go down that escalator, I'm like, yeah.
I think that's probably my favorite scene in that
Yeah,
film.
mine too.
That whole stalking sequence where you don't even see the werewolf until the very end.
Yeah. Yep. But technically, yeah, not a dog movie, but kind of werewolves. I guess they kind of are like dogs in a way. I mean, no,
Monster dogs.
yeah. What other monster dog movies are there?
Yeah, Man's Best Friend, and there's
Rottweiler
Oh yeah.
in 3D.
Yeah, I just watched it for the first time. I don't know how 3D would add it. There's not a lot of 3D moments in it. It's 3D, feels basic. Mongrel counts, right, Bill?
But that's not really a dog.
No.
I mean, there is no monster dog in it, but
What's the one with
Spoiler
the
alert.
Watchers? That's the one. Is that what that one is? Where the government experiment to make dogs?
The Thing. Does that
Thing,
count?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are we
Pack
talking
showed
about
on
any
Baker or
killer
something.
dog movie? I mean, could it be like Dogs, The Long Dark Night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually did a top 10 movie dogs list, Bill. 10 horror movie dogs I could tell you about.
Okay.
They are the 10 horror movies, 10 horror movie dogs. Monster Dog is number 1. The Dogs in Day of the Animals.
Oh.
Dracula's dog made the list, as did the pack. Noting there's Dog Island and Humongous, but no dogs show up on Dog Island and Humongous. Dogs. There's a movie called Dogs, and with David McCallum, and the tagline is "Don't pet them, fear them."
Yeah.
Uh,
That one's pretty good. That's an Australian film.
Yeah, Man's Best Friend with Ali Sheedy. Becca brought that one up with Max.
Oh
the dog.
yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, Cujo, of course. White Dog, Devil Dog, Hounds of Hell, and how can we forget the Killer Shrews, which are coonhounds with sewn-on costumes.
Dustin Fallon's going to kill us for forgetting to say that one.
And then here's my top 10 actual movie dogs that I picked from movies, not in any order. Precious, we talked about from Silence of the Lambs. The Dog in the Thing. Bark Lee from John Dies at the End, who even tries to drive a car at one point. Nanook from The Lost Boys. Blood from A Boy and His Dog. How can we forget Dickie from The Beyond? A dog that rips out his master's throat.
Oh yeah.
The one in Suspiria.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beauty and the Beast and The Hills Have Eyes. Who's Lester? Oh, Lester from Halloween. Prince, the dog from The People Under the Stairs. Pete the dog from Monster Squad. And Beck will be happy. Sunday the dog from Halloween 4. The Return of Michael Myers. Michael Myers eats a dog in literally every appearance.
Did we say Lester?
We did say Lester too, yeah. Is there another Halloween dog, baby?
Well, there's the unnamed dog in Halloween
Max,
2 that's barking at Michael Myers when he walks down the alley.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
There's Max the Doberman too, from 5.
What about the? Go ahead, Jen.
Muffin from Friday the 13th Part 2.
Oh yes! Oh my God!
Yeah,
that is an excellent reference.
Yeah.
And what was the golden retriever in Part 4, the final chapter?
Oh,
didn't Corey Feldman have a golden retriever in that?
Yeah, he did.
Buddy or something? Not Buddy. Was it?
Suddenly I've been visited by another dog. This is not Cubby. This is the Easter Cubby.
I knew it. I knew the Easter Bunny was really scary and had vampire teeth.
Yeah. He's getting ready to put eggs and poop under your tree, under your Easter tree.
Look at him.
Yeah.
He looks thrilled.
He's like, I will pee on this costume.
Yep.
I do every year.
Have it on for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, urinate. Urinate on it.
That is rather bold that they put some part of the costume underneath of the dog.
We actually cut his costumes now so that he has like a peep area, like
Yeah.
a little sleeve there. Yeah,
There
so-
really should be one. I mean, if
Yeah,
you're going to
there should
design
be.
something to be worn by a dog,
yeah. He's
Nature calls.
sinisterly making this. It's not picking up on camera, but this breathing is like, and it's like right here at my ear. It's like in a movie, whenever you like get the fuck out of the house. That's the breathing I'm hearing behind me right now.
Sam, I don't want to alarm you, but there's an Easter bunny with vampire fangs right
Oh
by
my
your
god,
right ear.
he is so intimidating right now.
What if he bit Sam on camera?
I mean, it could happen.
I will show you my power.
Yeah. I mean, the chances are 108% that he will bite me
Yeah.
tonight. Super high.
What about the little dog from the Blob, whose
Oh,
name we
yeah.
never know? The old man's little dog,
There's a dog in the beginning of
and
what do you call it? To Killer Clowns too, isn't there?
he gets trapped in
turned into a
the
balloon dog.
supermarket
Bear.
with the Blob, and you think that like the Blob got him because he stops barking, and she's like, "Oh, Steve, the little dog." And then when you see the other teenagers run up, they're like, "Oh, you mean the old man's little dog? We saw him running down the street." So he lived. He got out.
Gordon was the dog in Friday the 13th Part 4.
Oh my God! Yes. Okay.
Yeah. There's also Thorn in Lost Boys, that Max's evil dog, Becca
That's
brought up, and then
right.
Pooh Bear is the dog's name in Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That's Royal Dano's dog that they catch with a giant net and turn into a balloon animal later. From that, yeah. Oh man, Banjo the dog from Invasion of the Body Snatchers. There's that too.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
That's another thing we were talking about off camera.
Yeah.
And you know what else too? Cujo shows up in the other Stephen King movie that we talked about with General, Cat's Eye. He shows up in like 2 seconds in the beginning of it. He chases General down the street.
A tiger was the dog in the Boogans. That dog is awesome.
Yeah. The
I love
tiger
that you picked that one up.
Tiger escapes the Boogans once, but not twice.
Not twice.
Tiger put up a good fight, I have to say.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, you see the dog it has been killed because there's all this white fur all over the place.
Yeah.
I went out in the yard and I found all these strange bright yellow bird feathers all over the yard.
Oh.
I was like, first of all, ooh, one of the neighbor dogs probably killed a bird and killed it in the yard. But like, what kind of a bird has bright yellow? It was so weird.
Could have been somebody's pet.
I know.
Like a canary or something, you know.
No, but they were big feathers. Like they came from a big bird.
Oh. Mm.
There's a dog in Needful Things. Becca said that scene scarred her for life. There's also Play Dead. I forgot about that movie.
Play
with
Dead.
Carlo.
Yeah.
And Madhouse, a movie you and I watched, Bill, at the old house. There's the girl has the dogs that follow her around in that too. And I mean, obviously Ernest has his dog, and Ernest Scared Stupid.
Butchie.
Rimshot. Yeah.
Butchie from Dead of Night.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Poor Butchie.
Poor Butchie.
Oh.
Butchie was just doing the right thing, you know.
Yeah.
There's oh yeah, unnamed dogs from the Omen. Becca just said.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Frankenweenie. That's the other one I saw in here too. That's another one. Oh yeah, Barbara Steele's Dogs and Black Sunday.
Her scary dogs.
Yeah, scary.
She liked Dobermans too.
Yeah.
Weren't they Dobermans?
Yeah, I think they're huge. That's the best shot when the carriage pulls up and she comes out in the fog with those dogs right there. This movie's already awesome and it just got started. Yeah, the dog from Jaws. There's that too. Pippet.
Pippet, yeah.
Man.
All right, so our second movie of the evening, we should probably talk about this soon, is Devil Dog, Hound of Hell.
Yeah. Directed by Curtis Harrington, somebody who knows about the occult. He was really good friends with Marjorie Cameron and Kenneth Anger. So I'm sure at some point they talked about this kind of stuff.
Martine Beswick in the beginning of this movie. Yep.
Yvette Mimieux.
She's really good. Yeah, she's very good in this, I think.
Mm-hmm.
These are the kind of ads that would stop me in a TV guide and be like, well, circle this one. Where's the Judith Christ review, the capsule review of Devil Dog?
I know that most of my collection of ads that I clipped were from the TV guide.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know why I threw that thing away. It turned brown and all the pages were cracked and everything, but I still could have kept it.
Yeah, and this has this does not have William Shatner. I saw somebody ask, but this does have Richard Crenna and Yvette Mimieux, who we talked about, and Kim Richards and Ike Eisman, who are from the Witch Mountain movies. And this movie taught me, if you go to a fruit stand and they got a German Shepherd, don't take it. Maybe go to the pound, lest you get Devil Dog, Hound of Hell. Out of it.
It's a cute puppy, though.
It really is. I love that there's a satanic ceremony in this. That's how he's born.
Yeah.
And he also looks insane when he finally attacks it. And Victor Jury's in this too, who was the voice of Peter Pan Records, Bill.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, and he would tell you to turn the page now. He would say.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, Ken Kercheval, Cliff Barnes of TV's Dallas, R.G. Armstrong, who fought the devil in 3 movies, The Car, Race with the Devil, and Evil Speak. So he was, you know, on the right side. Martine Beswick, who, was in From Russia with Love and Thunderball, The Happy Hooker Goes to Washington, Sister Hyde, and Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. And Cat fought, or Mastodon fought, Raquel Welch in 1 Million Years BC. Warren Munson, who was an admiral in Friday the 13th Part 7, Jason Takes Manhattan, and Uncle Bill in the movie Ed and His Dead Mother. Man, I went deep into finding who these people are for this movie, but I really like this movie. I love this era of TV movies. 78. This is a movie that would be on one year and be on the CBS late movie after that. Probably take 3 hours to watch. And then into syndication, but a solid 8 o'clock movie too. There's a lot of satanic stuff in this movie for an 8 o'clock movie. But the thing I was most excited about, the writers of this movie, Stephen Kampf and his wife, I hope I'm saying KARPF, wrote some of my favorite TV movies. They wrote Gargoyles, and they also wrote the Jane Mansfield story with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lonnie Anderson. So that's pretty good. If you get one movie made, that's pretty good. But they did that, and they also did 2 episodes of Dynasty, and they created the show Capital, which I totally forgot about that soap opera. It ran like 1,234 episodes, which seems like a great number to stop at. From 82 to 87. That's back in the day when there were all sorts of soap operas that are forgotten, not like General Hospital and All My Children. There were a lot more. So, they did a lot, he and his wife, of movies. And he acted in one movie, The Name of the Game. He's in one episode of the TV series, The Name of the Game.
Isn't Ike Eisenman in this film too?
He sure is.
I remember him from the Witch Mountain movies. Did we mention him already?
Yeah, we mentioned the 2 of them together. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's good. And Lou Frizzell, who was on Bonanza, he was Dusty Rhodes in Bonanza. He's in this. And man, there's some pretty good. There's a solid cast in this movie. That's what I'm gonna say. A good cast. So, and Richard Crenna, obviously. As a kid, I joked when we were leaving. I said that Cubby hates Richard Crenna, and Jen said, "Do you really hate Richard Crenna?" I said, "No, I love him. He's Colonel Troutman." Yeah. I always just refer to him as Colonel Troutman whenever he's in a movie. That's really what he's in for me. Yeah.
I like the well, there's 2 titles for it, but the Evil, the haunted house movie.
Oh,
he's
yeah, I
really
love
good in
Oh
it.
yeah, love it. What's the other
Gus
title?
Trianicus directed that, I think.
What's the other title, Jen?
House of Evil, I think, is how I saw it.
Yeah, I would love to see it under the title House of Evil, because I've only ever seen the Evil, but I think I did read that. I just couldn't remember what the other name was because it's so rare to find it showing under that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting thirsty, so I think we should put up the drink segment, and look who is right on the cover image here. Oh, no, I clicked the wrong thing. I'm gonna fire the producers of this show, I swear to God. Okay, here we go.
Oh no, what's that? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a devil dog.
Oh man, Cubby, this weekend these movies are dedicated to you and Vinny. You're free from this costume that's been driving you nuts, though. Look, not longer.
Oh, regular dog.
It was Cubby all along. Hey, this recipe is called the Red Devil Dog, and it's got a lot in it. Get ready. Second movie. This will get you ready for the third segment. 1.5 ounces of everything. We're gonna start with vodka, peach schnapps, Southern Comfort, gin, triple sec. 1.5 ounces of all those. 3 ounces orange juice. A little tiny bit of gravy.
The devil dog. Still here.
Gravy. Here's how we do it. Pouring skills of a champion here. We're gonna do the vodka, the Peachtree and Southern Comfort, the gin, cold gin time again, triple sec, orange juice, restaurant pour. And then we're super careful.
Remember, splash.
Splash. Here we go. Put the lid on. Make sure it's sealed properly so it doesn't get all over the kitchen. Now, shake it up. Oh man, it's foamy. Here we go. Red devil dog, living in a city. It's a pretty color. But what about the taste, you might ask? Pazuzu, this is a wonderful drink. It's deceptive.
If you weren't into the milky one, you'll like this
Yeah,
one.
if you don't like milk in your drinks, maybe you might like this one. If you don't drink and drive, obviously you can't with this. You'll be out on this one. But you know what? This is deceptive. This is a deceptive drink. You'll be like, it tastes really, really light. It's not. It's a monster.
It's 1.5 ounces of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Daddy drank.
Mm-hmm.
And
Enjoy Devil Dog.
Enjoy Devil Dog. Richard Crenna, a lawnmower. Evil dogs. Don't pick up a litter of evil dogs and say, pick one evil dog. Don't do it. Enjoy the movie, Pazuzu.
You don't find out till later that they're evil.
No.
Pazuzu.
Pazuzu. Cubby barked on cue, which was awesome.
Yeah. He really did it on that one. So, man, this drink is super strong, too. Just a warning. If anybody was foolhardy enough to make it. I have the remnants. What I made of it last night, I put into a sport bottle. Like I'm going to the gym. I'm casually on the treadmill. And I'm like, oh my God, it's really strong. When ingested like that. So look forward to the third segment. This is a third segment drink. You know? Good night.
Yeah,
drink.
I'm surprised Patty Duke isn't in this one either,
Yeah.
Darren Kersey.
Well, I am not, because as we all know, a hot dog makes her lose control. So she was not ready for what would a devil dog do?
A hot dog makes her lose control?
It's in the song, in the Patty Duke song. That's one, of the lyrics. A hot dog makes her lose control. What a crazy pair. Because they're cousins. I always
went in-
when I was a kid, and I'm like, why would a hot dog make her lose control? Is like, does she love hot dogs, or is she like so sexually frustrated?
Yeah.
She gets a hot dog. Oh my God, a hot dog. And she loses
You
her
weren't
fucking
meant to
mind.
understand that until later in life, Sam.
Yeah.
I was 12.
That was for the
already-
parents.
That's why I like hot dogs, Beckett just said. Oh, boy.
I will go and post the
Link.
link to tonight's film on the Groovy Doom Facebook page while you two tell us about what we can expect from that devil dog hound of hell.
This movie's a lot like The Omen, but instead of a little boy, it's a dog.
Yeah. It's also got, like I said, it's got a good. If you saw it from the trailer, there is a ceremony in the beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of movies that have people with capes and lunatic. Every time I went to an OTO lodge or like any of these things, I'd be super excited. I'm like, finally, this is when I'm getting to go. Put on a cape. It was the most boring places I've ever been to. I've never got to wear the cape and be involved in these things. Instead, it's just like, oh, let's all talk about Debbie Harry. That's literally what we did the last time I went to one.
Why did you want to wear the cape? I mean,
I want to be in the ritual. I want to like do something wild, right? And it wasn't. Everybody was just eating guacamole. It was the most boring church I've ever been to. You would think it'd be more exciting going to like an Aleister Crowley temple. You'd think it'd be like, oh man, there's gonna be something crazy. Like I'm gonna get a good story out of this or killed. One of the two, right? That's what I want. And like instead, it was just like, didn't you guys do drugs or anything? They're like, no, we just stand around talking about it. It's like going to church, except they're talking about a different church. It's just the same.
I think you have to find a bunch of heavy metaloid kids from high school who are having a ritual like the one you described.
Yeah, we're gonna bring Sammy Kerr back. That's the kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna play his new album, "Songs in the Key of Death," at midnight with the nuke. There's way too much. I've seen Trick or Treat way too many times to be able to do that level of dialogue. But there you go. I like that Mike explained why a hot dog makes her lose control. He explained it in a much simpler way than I ever did. That her British cousin is demure and classy, and the other Patty Duke is an American kid. It's just like, oh, hot dogs. So, yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Anyways, anytime there's this ritual in a movie, I get excited. Or birthday parties for cats, which The Sentinel does both in the same movie, so that's why it's way up on the list.
I actually looked up
for this.
The bar guest. That's the demon that's that's fathering the puppies.
Yeah.
It apparently comes from northern England. The myth. But for some strange reason, Ecuador is in this movie. I'm not sure.
People who were like going to go to war with Ecuador or something, or the guys like whoever they wrote this, they went to Ecuador on their honeymoon. The couple that wrote this, and they're like, God, that was a horrible place. Yeah, let's make that where the demon comes from.
Yeah, okay.
That must be why the maid is onto it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't figure that out. Like, how does she know?
Isn't she like the magic? She's like the magic Latina character in this movie, or she sees it right away.
That's why they always hire Latinas in these movies. Yeah. When you hire a white maid, she just ends up doing it for Damien and
the white maids go the other way.
Yeah, the white maids just go crazy. Hire like an ethnic maid and you get protected.
They know how to handle that shit. See, the white maids are like all about it. They're like, ooh, I like this. I'm gonna join it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, like as Mike just said it, like they know right away. Like they cast disproving looks long before anybody knows something's wrong. They'll just be like, yeah.
Cute little puppy in the box. She knows.
Yeah, it's like, you don't want that puppy. Like, what? No.
Yeah. And the fruit stand, they don't go to the fruit stand. The fruit stand is like a truck.
Yeah.
That goes around the neighborhood. I've never seen that my whole life.
Yeah, that's a quaint little thing that they have in this film. I guess maybe that's a thing somewhere.
Yeah. Well, it's like it blows my mind when I watch old movies that there was literally a guy who just came to your house and dropped off milk at one point. Like that's all he did. Where he's like, like that. It seems so archaic today. So yeah, maybe there were just like fruit trucks that drove around and was like, "You want some fruit?" Like
milk and eggs. Remember the Eggman? Anybody home?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cotton, I'm in here. I hear the Eggman.
Oh. We get an ice cream truck every once in a while, and I tear out of this house as fast as my little fat legs will take me. There's all these little kids and me asking for money. Do you guys Venmo at the ice cream truck? I always say, no, we don't.
Our ice cream man, he just parks. He doesn't drive around.
Oh.
He's in the same spot every year for the whole
Man.
summer.
Yeah.
I mean, that's lazy shit. Like,
I don't understand Becca's comment. I have to ask her. I was an egg man. I eat a lot of eggs. But, yeah. Still milk delivery. That's good to know, Chris. We don't have any milk delivery here.
Yeah, I couldn't even imagine that. I mean, you'd
Yeah.
have to get one of those delivery services to go do your shopping.
By
DoorDash.
luck, I order milk and it comes like a Argento movie in Tetra packs, and it's poisoned.
cardboard
Yeah,
little bag of milk.
well, a dangerous bag of milk. Oh, Argento, you master of the macabre. It is a power move from the ice cream guy. I agree with Matt to just park and say, "You just come."
Yeah.
Yeah, just.
Oh, the guy's a dick too. He's like, we don't have that. We don't have that. He just doesn't. He doesn't care.
Mine has like all the good humor stuff, and I like the Spider-Man one that just has gumballs for eyes. You ever seen that one? It's like Spider-Man's like wide eye open, and then you eat his eyes. As a kid, I never liked anything where I had to eat my heroes. You know what I mean? It just seems like
There was a Dracula one.
Oh, really?
And that's the one I always got. And I hated it because it was gross. I didn't like it. But I always got it anyway just because it was Dracula. Like Dracula's dog.
Man. So we're going to see the opposite side. Dracula's dog was like created for a purpose. This dog is like created to destroy God or whatever. It's like, do you know what I mean? It's like in that ritual, they're like, you know, we're taking over the earth and this dog shall be our vessel. All right. Cool. Curtis Harrington, you probably talked to a couple of people from the OTO and they're like, you should make a dog movie about the devil. Like, got it. I can do that.
Hey, I almost forgot. Well, we have a sponsor and I have to show their commercial tonight. So without any further ado, let's get this commercial on, shall we?
Oh.
Who is it? Who's there?
I'd like to order an 8-cut, please.
An 8-cut? You want to order a pizza from Elena Marcus? What are you going to get on it, huh?
Pepperoni and extra cheese.
How about a nice Greek pizza? Or a white pizza?
No, traditional, please.
How you gonna pay for it, huh?
Cash at the door like last time.
Ha ha ha! Now an 8-cut pizza with pepperoni and extra cheese is coming for you. It's gonna be 50 marks. You're gonna meet a man soon. A delivery man.
Thanks,
Girls, we got an order. An 8-cut with extra cheese and pepperoni. Have Mark deliver it to that bitch of an American girl. She's over at Olga's.
Okay, Mother Marcos.
For a hell of a good pie, why don't you try Marcus Pizza, huh? Use promo code American Girl and get 10 marks off your next order. But hurry, hunger's behind that door.
Please try Marcos Pizza. That's Markos.
I don't remember there being an order code before, so this is exciting.
Yeah.
It's a special order code, American Girl.
They told me that the promo code is still valid. They'll still give you 10 marks off your order.
I was thinking about Suspiria this week that she sometimes just decide to sleep amongst the other students, just randomly.
Why? Yeah, I don't get that.
Curtain. It's like in a curtain that they can all hear. Yeah, why? There's so many questions.
I mean, she was supposed to be hidden there, and it was almost like she wanted to sleep where they were. So why? Like, what did she get out of that?
What's funny about it is like Argento is like, you know what? This movie was probably too easy to comprehend. I should make Inferno, and there's so many more questions about Inferno that I have. That would be my whole interview with him. He'd be like, "You don't understand anything," and I'd be like, "To be fair, like there's big chunks of Inferno that are imperceivable. But anyway, Bill and I have talked about it for years. The business plan of Helena Marcos' school is insane. Like, if you keep killing students, you don't get the money from them. Like, keep them alive and torture them or do something. I don't know.
Yeah, I never understood that.
I think it's not a movie to ask questions about. You're just supposed to sit back, and it's a very much because I'm the mother. That's why kind of movie. You know what I mean? Because I'm Helena Marcos. That's why. All right.
Yeah.
Because I'm the evil mother.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Jenn Upton, let's talk about your book again before we go to the next feature. So in case anybody, I know there are a couple people who didn't watch the first segment. So
yeah. It's kind of a short guide through the period of time in Japanese cinema from the early 90s to about the early 2000s. And there's reviews for some of my favorites from that period. And there's also 3 or 4 extended in-depth looks into, we've got Sonatine, Ringu, Kikujiro. There's a comparison for Ringu between the novel and the movie. And I love the novel. I actually like the novel more than I like the movie, even though I saw the movie first, which, you know, the book is really good. And the whole series of books is really good. And the Cure, Kiyoshi Kurosawa's Cure, which is the film that kind of pushed me into that whole thing. I just love that film. I think it's brilliant, and I think he's brilliant. And it kind of, when it came out, you know, what, about 6 years after Silence of the Lambs, but it still kind of had that. They were still riding that wave of Seven and Silence of the Lambs and all those types of films, and I think it's better than Seven. I think it's the acting's really good, and it's just a great film. There's a lot going on in there. So yeah, it's a short read. You can, you know, probably bring it with you on a trip or on a plane and get it done in a few hours. So it's my first, and hopefully you guys will like it, whoever buys it. And it won't be that expensive. It'll probably be another 4 to 6 weeks before it's out.
Okay,
a couple more little things.
Is it going to be available on Amazon?
Everywhere. It'll be the Nook, it'll be Kindle. There'll be a print edition, and then I think Book Depository and all the other little smaller non-Amazon, you know, Barnes and Noble, stuff like that. So it'll be, yeah, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
Far out.
Yeah. And Jen has another article coming up on the site on BNS about movies this week too.
Spasms with Oliver Reed.
Movies that upset you day. Will be coming up.
Spasms.
Spasms.
I love Spasms.
I do too. I love that moment where Oliver Reed is like.
Oh my God. I remember they promoted that in Fangoria as Death Bite.
Yeah.
The original title was Death Bite, and they had this shot of a really wicked looking snake attacking a woman in the shower, and I was like, oh my God, this movie is going to be like totally not what it actually is.
Yeah. And don't worry, when the book's out, we'll definitely link it. We'll show it on the show again. And
cool.
I'll share. I'll have an ad up on the site and everything for when it's available. So super excited. And congratulations for getting it out.
Thank you.
Not your first book though. Like you've written other things, but you can't get into them, right?
Yeah,
I can't get into that right now, but that's coming soon too.
Yeah. There's something everybody will be really excited when they know what it is.
Something will be real. People are going to be really excited about that.
Yeah. But, not that they're not excited about this, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, the other one's really cool. The other one's way cooler writer. I worked on it more as an editor, but the writer is a cool guy.
A name that most of you will know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to give pieces because it'll be too easy. I'll be like,
yeah,
don't. No. Yeah, I'm waiting.
Don't you dare get Jen in trouble.
Yeah, exactly. Not getting you in any trouble. I'm going to behave.
No.
I'm not getting kicked off Facebook.
Yeah. For hate speech? No.
I actually posted the link to the second feature, Devil Dog Hound of Hell. It's on the Groovy Doom Facebook page, so you can go get the link from there, or just go to YouTube and search it. It'll come right up. And this is a stunning TV movie directed by Curtis Harrington. You know, somebody mentioned earlier in the chat Night Tide.
Yeah.
Which, unfortunately, that episode I just did with Newcastle After Dark got taken down. But we talked a little about Curtis Harrington on there because he directed the movie we were talking about, which was Ruby.
Yeah.
And one of the weirdest movies of 70s drive-in culture, I think. It's just sort of like this weird, vacant sort of apparition of a film that appears before your eyes, and you don't really know what's going on most of it. And Piper Laurie, you know, I don't know where her motivation is coming from for most of this film, but she doesn't behave like a normal human being most of the time in Ruby. So, but Curtis Harrington made films like that, you know, that were sort of demented and probably not respected at the time that they were made. And Night Tide was one of the ones that was. I mean, that's probably one of his most respected films. Wouldn't both of you say that? Or is there another one I'm not thinking of?
Definitely Night Tide, one, because Dennis Hopper's in it, so it's known for him being in it. And Marjorie Cameron's in it, who is like one of the most significant late 20th century occult figures, is in it as an actress. It's one of the few movies that she's in. She was actually mostly an artist. And that movie is one of the, I think that's an amazing movie. It's public domain too. So I think it's easy to find, but it's really dark and it's way better than it should be. And that's what I like about a lot of Harrington stuff. The cat creatures, really good too. It's got a lot of ties back to the cat people. And, but it's a good movie. I really like all the stuff that he did. I did a whole week about a year ago, and really went in deep on him.
Yeah,
he has a very strong sense of atmosphere of dread, just from the way he films and the situations that he comes up with. The visual references in his films, they all convey this atmosphere of dread easily, even when, like, especially since we were talking about Ruby on the Newcastle After Dark segment. It's shot in these really weird, it's almost like sound stages that they built. And it may have been an actual location, I don't know. But especially inside Ruby's house, it's like she's always on stage. There's these big vacant rooms in this house with all this space. And there's even a theater where she walks out and performs. Like, she has a theater right there in her house where she's living. And that's one of the things about that movie that kind of is freaky. It leads to this sense of disorientation. Like, where are they? Where are the actors?
He also did What's the Matter with Helen, which has a really similar feel too, where it's like it doesn't feel like it's our world. Do you know what I mean? It's like this weird performative space that these characters live in. And The Killing Kind's really good that he did, and I really like How Awful About Alan a lot too.
Yeah. Queen of Blood, I like that.
Yeah.
I always forget about that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Curtis Harrington too. Wow.
Yeah. And then he did a bunch of TV. He did some of the Quinn Martin's Tales of the Unexpected. He did an episode of Lucan and Logan's Run.
What about the cat creature?
The cat creature.
Yeah.
He even did 6 episodes of Dynasty, which is pretty wild. And 5 of the Colbys.
Poor Joan Collins.
Oh.
I bet he came up with 100 ways to kill her while he was working with her on Dynasty.
And the Killer Bees. I forgot that he did the Killer Bees too. So he did a lot of TV stuff. Like, he was working a lot. Okay.
All right.
I like this one.
See everybody see this movie and enjoy it. Jenn, thanks for doing the show again. I know it's
thanks for having me.
late where you're at. So
It's okay. I don't have anything to do on Sunday. It's Sunday here now, Sunday morning, but I don't have anything to do. So
okay.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Yep.
Yes, thank you so much for doing the show. It's always a pleasure. And we hope all of you in the chat will come back after the film to hang out with us, and who knows what will happen. And we talk about Several bad.
Enjoy.
Seen it. So come back. We'll have lots more to say. And some of it might even make sense.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Cool. Thanks.